I've heard of a necromantic cult. The two necromancers on the stage let their hoods down. The first is an elderly gentleman. The other figure on the stage is a small Kenku woman. Oh, I didn't realize we have new members. Come, approach the stage. And then you hear a voice. I don't think it's a voice you recognize. I smell you, Yaga. I'm coming, Yaga. The Tyrant of the Sands, Aijal, stands before you.
And suddenly you hear crying.
Tiny piece of shit.
Orthrus is sitting, holding the Black Soulstone.
That nice man, the Marquis. He told me how to play.
And that was the day that all life in the city of Braystone ended. We were given a bell by a wizard. This silver bell, we think they unleashed Orthrus to get the Soulstone again, to cause another great act of death and open the seal to steal that bell. Find the Church of Kalimdor.
Hey everybody, welcome to Whack and Roll Vagabonds. My name is Luke, and this episode is brought to you by my inability to write fun and engaging dungeons. I'm so sorry.
Hi, my name's Tom. I play the half-elf sorcerer Phalark, and when I was little, I used to think Tim Curry was my dad, and honestly, I could still be convinced of that.
He's not?
Right?
Hi guys, I'm Dora and I play Philippe and the midges have descended on me.
Oh, Naylock, English person in Scotland. And I'm Al. I never learned how to make calamari, so I spent a decade secretly serving onion rings, and I play Yaga.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? We open this episode in transit, so it's the three of you walking through the desert following Yaga as you head towards this temple to Kalimdor. Now, technically, in terms of the rules, you guys haven't had an opportunity for a long rest since a long time ago. I'm going to kind of overrule that and say that during this this movement, you guys can take what I'm going to be calling like time of preparation, I guess. Preparation or something like that, which is, in essence, a long rest while you ready yourself for what's coming. So you can reset your health points, abilities, and spell slots.
My health. I just did my spell slots.
Okay, so you guys travel for a day north. And Yaga, I think that you are following a lot of instinct in how to find this temple. You are certain of its location.
I am Newton bitte. Weren't we just there? Was it that the place in that we got fucking arrested?
No, this is a completely different temple that I should have clarified.
Cool.
No, there is a temple that acted as the Grove's headquarters that is slightly north of the city of Aegir. Oh wait, shit, no, the temple in the city is the temple to Tamora, not the temple to Kalimdor.
Okay.
The Tamora being the god of wealth and good fortune.
So
Too
we're
many
going
gods.
there tomorrow.
You made that joke literally in... Right, Tom, you made that joke in episode 3-4, and I didn't like it then, so I cut it.
Okay, but now you've got to include it because that's funny.
No!
Yeah, I'm keeping it now because I want you to know that that joke wasn't up to snuff the first time. So I cut it for time. Literal seconds that I considered more valuable than that joke.
If you think that the joke was good, or if you think that it's worth it purely because of the joke that's come out
Call
of it,
now!
do tweet at us. Hashtag Luke's a bitch.
You follow Yaga a day north until you arrive at a dune. Yaga, you climb this dune over, and you are certain that on the other side of this dune is where the temple to Kalimdor will be.
Are we there yet?
However, when you do climb over this dune, you are not greeted just by this vast, empty desert, but by also a series of large holes in the desert.
Oh, brilliant. More sand.
We're in the book holes. Maybe we'll find Stanley Eldats.
What? Jesus.
What
That's
the
a
fuck
reference.
was that?
You pulled that one out of the fucking 10 years ago, Dora.
What do y'all do?
I'm gonna wander over and look in a hole.
Give me a nature check, please.
Well, it's on int, so that's bad, because that's only 11.
You are a druid.
I'm a swamp druid.
I think that you approach one of these holes, and as you approach the lip of one of them, you notice that they're not just holes, they're tunnels
Oh no.
that lead deep into the earth, and they are definitely carved out.
Okay, so it is a bug colony. I think that word came out great. How do I know this temple's here?
You feel it in your old bones.
Oh, great. I'm gonna roll to ask my bones. Oh, fuck. My bones said 7.
You trust that sensation, I'd say. Like, you are going off of, like, the memory of a memory of a memory of memory of memory ad infinitum.
Yeah.
Like, but you trust the sensation.
This hole like a sheer drop vertically?
No, it is a tunnel that leads gradually down into the earth. It is definitely, it's steep, but it's definitely traversable.
So, I don't have dark vision. Does anybody want to lead the way?
I can't
do.
remember. Do I have dark vision?
Probably.
Yes.
Philippe has dark vision.
Yeah, I do. I can see.
That's good. Why don't you two go take up the 4, and I
Can
will.
you not, like, turn into something that has dark vision?
What if I need to be an animal later, though, Phalark? I can only do this twice a session,
Well, fine. You can just, like, put your hand on my shoulder.
and I shall.
I could light a candle. Oh, wait, no, I couldn't get it. I could get a fucking lantern. What? Want me to light a lantern?
Oh, a lantern. That's nice. Beautiful.
I guess using the glove of fucking Ishkapur, summon an item from the burglar's pack.
Someone use one of their magical items!
I did. How does that work, Luke? How do I summon it?
You put a hand in a bag and you pull it out of hammer space.
No, Tom, how does it look?
You have to, like, rub your hands together, like you're sort of, like, scheming, you know what I mean? Wring your hands a bit, and then wriggle your fingers as you reach out, and you'll sort of, and yeah, you can just reach into this space and pull it out. I will hand that to Yaga, because she's the one that needs it.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's head on in then.
You head downwards into the earth, and you, again, this is a quite steep decline, but after maybe 5 minutes of descending down this quite narrow, twisting tunnel, you do eventually reach something that obviously shouldn't be there. A stone wall with a large wooden door in it.
Anything else about this wall with a door?
Above the door, there's a gargoyle.
Ooh.
Hello, gargoyle?
Philippe is a statue.
I think the gargoyle stretches its neck and gently opens an eye, and it's like, oh, good evening.
I'm so sorry to wake you there. Is this the temple to kill him for?
It says,
Yes, it is.
gently, like, sort of, like, stretches its shoulders. I think it's definitely one of those, like, kind of like water spout gargoyles, which sticks out the front rather than having, like, you know, a full form. But it sort of, like, cracks one arm free of the stone and then another, and then just hops down, revealing, like, a small, quite thin figure. It's quite short, I'd say maybe the size of a gnome, with a bulldog-esque face, bat wings, and like these big tusky fangs coming out the bottom jaw. And it's like,
Let me ask, what business do you have at the temple?
We're here to examine the remains of the conqueror Aijal.
you hear this weird, like, clicking sound from within its chest, at which point you notice that there is some sort of, like, sigil etched in there of 2 leaves intertwining on a circle of copper that's in its chest, and it says,
Information restricted.
No. Okay.
Okay. Do you have something to do with the grove?
Information restricted.
You got a name, buddy?
Hi there, my name is Tom.
May we enter?
Of course. The temple is free for everyone.
Wonderful.
Why is
And
it in a
he-
hole in the ground?
Tom looks at you and goes,
I don't understand the question.
I mean,
and I think
Look
as he
around.
does that, he is moving forwards. Again, he's quite a short creature, but like he kind of walks with like a little bit of a limp. almost like an old man who doesn't have his cane, and he puts one hand on either side of this giant wooden door and pushes it open, and it makes a huge, ominous church door creaking sound as it opens. The inside of the church is full with sand. Not so much that you wouldn't be able to traverse it, but there is just sand all over the place.
I thought
There
for
are
a second that was going to be like the elevator from The Shining, just sand falls out. We just get pushed back out the hole.
There are a series of large pillars, stained glass windows cracked and shattered all over the floor with the sand pouring through them. There are pews and such as if it was a regular church, but again, it hasn't been occupied in ages, or so
It would seem.
There are, however, tracks in the sand.
How big are the
Aha.
tracks?
Let us follow these tracks.
Tom, has anybody else been here recently?
Yes, a young master, followed by...
And he's definitely struggling to remember details. You can see it. Like, he often looks into space while he talks and tries to think things through.
The young master was followed by 2 bodyguards.
And then Tom sort of limps into the church. Now, Al, you said you wanted to follow tracks. Is that right?
Yeah, but I think looking at the size of the tracks is a better idea. That's what Dee said.
Of course. Yep. Could you both please give me either survival or investigation checks?
Ooh,
Okay.
right.
Yes.
That's 11.
I've got a 19 on survival.
Y'all can just put your dice away. Al got you covered.
Hooray!
I also got a 19, just to be clear.
But Yaga got you covered.
Put it away!
Covered in sand, what marching through this desert?
Yeah, Yaga, you follow the tracks. So you enter the building a little bit deeper with your lantern lighting the way. So at the far end of the room, there is an altar. Behind the altar are a pair of tall statues, both standing around 20 feet high. The first is a knight. He wears beautiful plate mail with the symbols of an ancient king on them. One of his hands is outstretched that clutches the wrist of the other statue. His other hand is skeletal and holds a golden set of scales. One of the scales is empty, the other has a stone human skull on it. The statue is easily recognizable as a representation of Kelemvor, the Lord of the Dead. The other statue, the face is eroded away, making it hard to discern the origin. The figure wears long robes adorned with roses and thorns. One of her hands is connected to the statue of Kelemvor in a high arc. The other hand holds a staff, also wrapped in thorny vines and topped with a stone human skull.
That's a Yaga. That's gotta be.
Could you please give me a religion check?
So the knight's Kelemvor.
Oh, bollocks.
The knight is Kelemvor, yes. Yeah.
That's only 10.
You do not recognize what this statue is representing.
Philippe did not listen his RE lesson and got a 2.
Oh, that's a 20, non-nat.
Phalark, I think that you have this moment where you all are in a church and you have this moment where... Actually, that's a good question. Phalark, what is Phalark's religion? How does Phalark feel about religion?
It's not so much that he isn't a religious person or has a stance, it's just something he's never thought about.
Phalark, I think that you have this moment where this is not something you think about. You look at the statue, you can maybe appreciate the stonework of it, you can appreciate the artistry of it.
Yeah.
But it's religious and you don't care. And then you have this moment, this sort of twinge in the back of your mind that makes you look again. You recognize it. All of a sudden, this thing that is just recognizable to you is a long forgotten god by the name of Ifona.
Can you spell it?
Ifona, known as the Warder of the Feywilds.
Oh.
Yaga, you follow these footsteps. Mm-hmm. There are 3 sets of tracks. There are 2 that you recognize to be Thrakreen.
Great.
And then there is 1 set of tracks that are barefoot and small.
Fucking Orthos.
That... Yeah, I don't even need to tell you who that is. So they wander around the room, and I think as you follow the tracks, you become aware of 2 doors in this main room. One leading off to the left, one leading off to the right. Both are closed. The tracks do wander this way and that, but with your survival check of 19, you do eventually figure out the kind of like termination of each set of trails. First of all, the two Thrakreen nearly always follow Orthrus until at one point, towards the end of the trails, they separate. One of the Thrakreen goes off to the room in the left, one of the Thrakreen goes off to the room in the right. Meanwhile, Orthrus's tracks move straight ahead and vanish at the wall between the two statues.
Behind the altar.
Yes, behind the altar.
I'm going to investigate that stupid wall that it looks like Orthrus vanished into.
Give me an investigation check, please.
Yes. That one, I think, is 20 non-nat, because it's on intelligence. I can't find it. Yes, it is. So 20.
The way this is going to work is that you, it's not just an investigation of the wall, but rather an investigation of the tracks in general. You follow the tracks a little bit more carefully. You see that at some point there was a lot of shuffling around the altar, at which point the tracks followed around the statues for a little bit, and that's when Orthrus's tracks then divulge off into this wall. And as you do look at it, you can see seams around the edge that would suggest that this section of the wall does open up.
Mm-hmm. So now it's to find the puzzle that opens it, and I'm looking at the scale.
Okay, what exactly do you want to look at the scales for?
Well, are they balanced, or is like the one with the stone skull like heavier?
The one with the skull is heavier. The other, what would you call them? The two sections
plates
of the scale. Yeah, the two plates on the scale. Obviously, the one that's empty is higher up.
Is it like high enough to reach? Oh no, these statues are like 20 feet tall. You said.
Yes, they are.
So that's too high to just clamber on up into a scale plate.
You could give Philippe a boost.
20 feet.
All right, well,
you could give
Phelark
Philippe
gets on
very
my
big boost.
shoulders. Philippe gets on Phelark's shoulders, and that should manage.
I will let you guys do whatever dumb shit you want to do.
Totem pole! Let's do it!
Oh my
Philippe's
god.
already.
Alright.
Philippe's
Right,
already
so are we
climbing.
rolling
Could you
on
please-
acrobatics or strength?
Please give me the order of the
Okay, so I'm gonna crouch on the ground and wait. No, right.
You're an old lady.
So Phelark. Right, but I've got the best strength, so I have to be at the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck
because
it.
I've been on a 3-person totem before. The person on the top, it's terrifying because the person in the middle is proper swaying about, and you're just like, if they fall, I'm fucked.
I mean, I guess if anyone ate their greens and grew up big and strong, it's Yaga.
Yeah.
So Philippe needs to sit on Phelark's shoulders first, and then with Yaga crouched down, then
Phelark sits on
then
my
Phelark.
shoulders.
Yeah, because he can sort of like squat over onto your shoulders. Then you use those squat muscles and stand back up.
Hell yeah.
And that will work, yeah.
Are you sure about this, Philippe?
Philippe's already on your shoulders.
Okay, please give me an acrobatics check, Philippe.
Just knock my hat off.
What's my acrobatics? Where are you? At least I have +2 dex to give me my favourite number in the world, 7.
I think Philippe's like, this is what we're doing, and then just clambers right over Phelark.
Like, somehow just misses him.
Okay.
Can I not, like... surely the giving of the piggyback is, like, something worth rolling on to help with this.
Yeah, of course it would. It would be if the small child hadn't just fallen straight off.
Do you want to try again, Philippe?
Kid's bounce back. He'll be totally fine. But like,
Yeah, he's
yes,
got like a scratch on his elbow.
Oh, okay. So that's a 19 this time.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
You successfully balance on Phelark's shoulders.
Great.
Phelark, give me a strength check.
Oh, goody. 13.
Philippe, what age are you?
Is that
10?
12? I think
Sure,
it's
we'll go
12.
with 1 DC per age, so you should be fine.
Okay. What does that give me?
Al, please give me a strength check as well, please.
Well, I mean, Phelark hasn't done his acrobatics yet. to actually
Oh,
get
good
on
point.
my shoulders.
Oh!
Phalark, give me an acrobatics check. This is great, you guys. You know what the greatest thing? You know what this party really succeeds at? Consecutive skill checks.
I mean, I got an 18.
Wait. Okay.
Up you go, Yaga. Strength check.
Ooh, baby. Okay, that's a 12.
But
Ow! I throw some paint on you
What?
with my paint of inspiration.
wait, no, he doesn't
already-
throw it. I think he just drops a bit. Comes out of his pocket while he's trying to balance.
If D is giving you painter's inspiration, you may use that to give yourself plus 1d8.
Oh, you don't. No, it's only a 1.
That passes the DC.
No way!
I set most of my average stuff at DC 13.
All the while, Phalark's just going do 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 do.
I think you boost Philippe up to the lower of the two plates of the scales,
Okay.
and then from there, Philippe is able to scramble up to the empty one. When Philippe steps on that plate, it doesn't budge.
Oh, crap.
Philippe, you're now like 15 feet up in the air. What do you do?
Thanks for letting us waste our time, DM.
You think I would? Sorry, you think I would give up the opportunity for me to let you guys get Philippe 15 feet in the air without having figured out a way to get him down?
I almost used a level 3 spell slot on that.
Philippe, how do we make you heavier?
Can I use my enlarge spell on myself?
Enlarge away, boy.
Yeah, but I was thinking you could find another grain of sand.
Give me an Arcana check first.
Cool. That's a 3.
Great. And Arcana's on int, so that's 19.
Al, you see the boy landing on the scales. It doesn't budge. You assume there's some sort of magical mechanism here that might be solved by, let's say, a puzzle of some sort.
I thought that was the puzzle.
Phalark approaches the altar.
You just stay there, Philippe. We're gonna look at the altar.
Okay. Philippe's just gonna start doodling.
Who's got Featherfall?
Just before we go over to the altar, I'm going to use the glove to pull out the hempen rope you get in the burglar's pack.
I don't have Featherfall.
Just going to toss that up to Philippe.
Okay, you approach the pedestal. Now, I think as you're doing this, Tom kind of looks up at the child and says,
Is the child going to be okay up there?
He's got a rope.
He's been through a lot worse.
Tom goes,
Oh, okay.
and now you can approach this altar. Now, there is a stone carved altar here. Now, there's nothing on the altar itself. However, straight off the bat, you can see that there is a rectangular seam along the surface there, which suggests that it could be rotated.
The base of the altar. Sorry.
It's not. The altar has a top to it. I think that you can kind of recognize that the idea is that you can spin the top of it,
Right.
to reveal some sort of maybe reading stand. So it's a rotatable surface.
All right,
Okay.
let's flip the bitch.
You flip the bitch. There's a click. Al, you said you flipped it. Is that right? Could you give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Oh no. Hang on. Yeah, that's just a 6.
So, with a result of bad Yaga, Phalark, I think you recognize the click of a trap activating a little bit faster than maybe Yaga does, and you take cover.
Yaga!
Yaga, when the table flips around, it reveals a book, and there is a crystal in its cover, and I think it flashes in a burst of white radiance.
Do I take radiant damage?
You are already in a dark place when you look at this. It absolutely catches you off guard, and you blink, and everything is white.
Oh, I'm blind.
Oh shit.
Yaga, you are blinded.
Cool.
Yaga, you okay there?
I mean, I'm sure this will pass, but I am blind, so
How many fingers am I holding up?
I can't see, Phalark.
How many?
6.
Philippe, Yaga's blind.
Maybe,
Mrs. Riley, and only Mrs. Riley. How many fingers am I holding up?
maybe if I blind Yaga again, 2 blinds make a not blind.
I feel like that's not how that works.
Yaga, Philippe's stupid again.
When was he ever not?
I don't know.
For everyone who's
just kinda
not
hoped.
blind, there is a old bound book now on the altar.
Mm-hmm.
It has a crystal in the cover, and yeah, it's a book.
Hey Yaga, what's your Arcana skill?
It's based on int checks, so not that good.
Like +1 or?
+2.
Okay, look, I'm gonna take your hand and hover it over the book. You tell me if it's magic or some shit.
Can I do that?
Yeah, of course you can.
Oh, it's a book, alright.
Okay, I'll do it.
I
16.
think what actually happens, I think for shits and giggles, you do not even hold Yaga's hand over the book. You're like, what does your magic sense feel? And you're just like hovering it over like just a chair. Yeah, the book is magical. It definitely has some traces of some sort of radiant magic within it.
No way. Really? Radiant? Ridiculous. Wild. Who saw that coming?
So it's got radiant power.
You didn't see it coming.
God.
Way.
Can I roll history to see if there are any kind of embellishments or anything that
Why are
pertain
you
Yep.
so
to...
desperate to roll history?
But it would be religion, Tom.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's radiant.
We're in a church, Tom.
I'm looking at...
Just like Hosier.
Tammy,
Stop
church.
saying just like Hosier. 12 on religion.
You recognize symbols of Kellan Vor and assume this is a book of prayers of some script.
Okay. Tom,
Hello.
you're table blinded, my friend.
I
Is it supposed to do that?
Tom looks up and says, that is a security measure, and he kind of like just wanders over to the table and he flicks a switch on underneath the altar and says, that should stop that from happening again, and then just waddles away again.
Great, thanks very much.
I'm not being funny, but I could have just put a cup down on that table.
I'm sorry. It's been a long time since I spoke to anyone?
Oh, he's just a very sad gargoyle.
You realise if something comes out now, you're a bit fucked with Philippe up in a bowl and Yaga blind.
Well,
A dragon jumps out of the corner and's like, I'm coming for you, Phalark. No.
I feel like in this scale it's the safest Philippe's been in a while.
yeah, okay, right.
You having fun up there, just like swinging on the chain.
Yeah.
I presume there's nothing you can do about your own blindness, Yaga.
I mean, I have the spell blindness, but I don't know if that is like an on-off switch.
Again,
Can we
two blinds make a not
reverse-
blind.
Can we
Two blinds do not make a right.
reverse engineer it?
What about 3 blinds?
You do not have a way to remove blind, I believe, Yaga.
What if I
think
make
the only
myself deaf instead?
That would not be an instead there, honey. That would be an and.
Damn.
Can I roll survival to see if there's anything I can do? Just to at least maybe hasten the
I
fixing
can
of this.
dispel magic.
I will say this. I love every time you say, can I roll this skill? Because it comes back with me saying, Tom, could you roll medicine, please?
Oh yeah, it's that one, isn't it? I forgot about that.
Yes.
Oh, hey, I have that.
Al, so the effect was magical, but the blindness is not. The blindness is physical.
Right, okay. Well, I only got a 9.
Can't
Yaga's
dispel
blind.
physic.
She can't see.
You
Can I
poke Yaga
medicine
in the eye.
myself?
Can we assume that it's going to wear off? Is the thing I want to know.
Yaga, give me a medicine check.
Yes, come on. This is where we're good. Oh, it's a 23.
You are aware that it is temporary. You think that maybe it will last an hour.
Fine.
I feel like with a 23, she can pop her eyes out, polish them, and put them back in. Must be fine.
No.
Ew. Ow. Yes. Oh, it was actually 24. I miscounted my proficiency bonus.
Cool, it still lasts an hour, and you're
Well.
still aware of that.
Right, well, I don't think
Okay.
we got an hour. Okay, this isn't good. Okay. With the book still there, I'm going to pick the book up and try and
Really?
open it.
Straight, like, you're just gonna touch it?
Slowly.
The book opens. It is. Tom, can I ask you what languages you know?
What languages does Phalok know? He's got a couple, actually. He can speak Common, Elvish, and one extra language of his choice. Fuck.
You didn't pick one.
I hate you so much.
I
The fact that you said it as and one extra.
Pick Celestial.
No, he did pick. He does have it. I just need to find it. Yeah. He's got Sylvan and Thieves' Can. I don't know why he's got 2 extra, but he does.
You recognize some of this. It is an old ancient script. It's not entirely Elvish, but some of it is akin to Elvish, like Elvish adjacent that you are able to put together. Some things, the way it's written, you can assume that it is an old book of prayers and psalms, and it's handwritten on old brown parchment and bound with leather. There are a handful of drawings throughout the book that Philippe will probably be interested in.
Hello.
And later on the book, around the midpoint, you find a drawing. A full-page drawing of the statues behind you.
What's meant to be in the scale?
What does
Yeah,
it
there
look
we
like?
go. So the drawing is almost identical to the statues behind you, but there are a few differences. The most prominently, first of all, there is a gate underneath their arms, and
Okay.
a gate. Yep.
So I assume when we do the other things, a gate will appear.
Ta-da.
So the first thing is that on Kellamvor's scales,
Yeah.
there appears to be a heart on the other scale, the scale that now has Philippe on it.
Oh.
But Philippe is the heart of the podcast.
Yeah.
And
Belabored
the-
sigh.
on the statue to Ifana, there is some sort of light shining from within the skull.
Okay. Does she have a face drawn on this one?
Yes, she does. She just looks like an old elven woman. You feel like this book has other uses, but you can't divine what any of them are.
Ooh, we're
You
robbing books again. That's fun.
you think that you should take it with you.
I certainly do, yeah.
Okay, you may add the Grimoire of Light to your inventory.
Hey, Philippe,
Hello?
you're a rapscallion. You think there's any chance of scrambling away from the scales over to the staff on that statue?
Is it possible, Luke?
Yeah, of course it is. It would
If
be
you do-
it would be an acrobatics or athletics check.
I'll catch
So
you.
it'd be acrobatics.
I have neither, so that looks great. Okay, I can do this.
Tie the rope to yourself and then tie an end of it to where you are now, just in case.
I'll do that in case I fall. So
Yeah.
I can't by right. I'm gonna do some acrobatics, gonna do some cartwheels along the way.
I mean,
Oh, great! That's a bad idea.
I'll definitely catch you, but just in case.
That's a 14.
You cartwheel across the arms, and you are on the shoulder of Ifana.
Good boy.
You can look.
Yes.
Yep, you can look into the skull. So the skull is hollow, but there is a copper plate with burning marks on the inside of it. Now, you can also see traces of a light blue powder there.
Mr. Phalak? Yaga? There clearly seemed to be something burning in here, something with blue powder.
Something that's been burnt, Luke, or...
Yes, something
Right,
that has
sorry.
been burned there.
Okay. Blue powder? Turns to Yago. Does that ring any bells, herbalist?
No, I don't even remember what blue looks like. It's been so long since I've had the gift of sight.
It's been 5
Remember-
minutes, Yaga.
When will my eyes come back from war?
I mean, there's not an alchemy skill, is there, or anything? So I'm wondering what we could do to try and pass what this powder could be. What does the blue powder taste like?
Oh, don't taste it!
Can I make the powder, the powder come alive and ask him what he is.
You can't. I need to check that spell. I mean, like, I think the answer is technically, but I feel like it would be a waste of a level 3 spell slot, Dora.
Is it though? Because that would mean that like you could every puzzle we come across, Dora could just bring it to life and ask how to fix it.
Oh no, it has to be tiny though.
Alright.
Yeah, it's a fucking grain of sand, Dora. It's
in this
tiny.
In this case, it is tiny. Can I recognise what this powder is first?
Give me an Arcana check. No, even give me I don't even know what type of check it'd be. Give me a nature check.
I did a shit roll, so I'm not helping.
I got 16.
Yeah, you recognize it. It is powdered sandcrawler shells. They are a creature that live in the desert. They are known for having a bright blue shell that
And crawling
have
in
an
sands.
interesting property of making flames burn bright blue. I think Philippe knows this because you have used them in creating paint before.
Ooh.
You've used them as a pigment before.
And is there enough to burn here? Or
No, there isn't.
Okay.
There's only traces of it here.
We need to find more of this powder in order to make the fire burn blue. Perhaps we could try checking out the other rooms because that's totally where the GM wants us to go check out.
Feel like if you're going to go in there, you'll have to go alone because the Wayne's up on the statue and I'm blind, so...
Ah, jeezo. I cast Minor Illusion on the skull in the form of a blue flame.
Cool. There's a blue flame in the skull now.
Alright, I go to the left door.
Yeah, there's no way to tell whether or not that would do any... Nothing happens, so...
I mean, we haven't got a heart in the
There's-
other scale. We need to find it.
Oh yeah, the heart.
Okay, I can't remember what direction that is, but okay.
Mr. Phelan, take this. And I'm gonna chuck a possum at him.
What?
So I casted Find Familiar, and I can communicate with the familiar, so that means if Phelan finds anything that I can maybe do something on the statue while I'm there, he can say it to my possum, who can then say it to me.
Yep.
His name's
Phelark is
Otto.
allergic to possum hair.
Okay.
Tough.
Phelark, you enter the door to the left. It opens up pretty easily into a dried out waste of flora. So it looks like it may have been in some time a conservatory of some sort. There is overgrown roots and vines all over this room. In the center of it, there is a dried out fountain, and some of these vines have grown out towards that fountain, but there's no source of water to be visible in the room. In the dust of the fountain, wrapped in one of the vines, is the stone heart needed for the scales.
Okay. Well, that was easier than I thought. He's going to... Phelark is going to approach the fountain cautiously. Does anything happen when he walks forward?
Give me a perception check.
Oh.
Does the possum perception?
Yes, you may. Give me a
Yeah.
perception check.
So I'm
on
able
the
to
familiar.
see. I'm able to see through Otto's
No.
eyes.
A perception check.
Right.
I got an
Will
nat
there
20
be-
that time.
I think that you approach the heart carefully, at which point you are very much like, I think there's just this moment of suspicion, you know,
Yeah.
this is too easy, and I think you slowly piece together what's wrong with it.
I've seen the Philosopher's Stone. I've seen Harry Potter 1. I know where this is going.
That's the only
You
one
know-
I've seen more than once.
Orthrus went through this gateway recently. You know, these plants look incredibly dead. You piece together, how did the vine
Fuck.
get around the heart? You approach the... I think you stop, and as you do, a single drop of green blood drops on your shoulder. You look up, and amongst the vines stretching along the roof is the body, freshly slain, of one of the Thrakreen. And when you spot that, the vines begin to writhe upwards. Hey everybody, it's middle bit time. Firstly, we want to thank Tom and Fiona once more, who donated their names to Tom the Gargoyle and Ifana the Goddess, respectively. Thank you, enjoy your 5 minutes of fame. Next up, we want to give a shout out to Squiggy on Twitter for saying, I like using the player's favourite tactics against them, in response to a tweet I made about realising banishment was a spell that I could use. Me too, man, me too. I'm going to whip up an NPC with your name on it soon. If you want an NPC named after you, get in touch with us by any means. Leave a comment on a YouTube video, send us a tweet at wackaroll, or an email, wackaroll@gmail.com. Anyway, the killer plans is probably more interesting than me rambling, so I'll let you get back to the fun stuff. All of us may roll initiative because the other two are still technically in the vicinity to hear you panic.
Sure.
I got an 8.
I got a 3.
I got an 11.
Okay, I think that even though you did catch what was going on quickly, the surprise of it all means that the plant itself kind of catches you off guard a little bit. So it would go first. Now, obviously, you guys will hear the first strike and the commotion, so you will still be able to act here. So the plant, I think when you do notice it, you spot this large, dry-looking yellow bulb on one side of the room, that you can see that these really thick vines are approaching from. Before the combat starts, you may give me a nature check.
A nature check, rightio.
Yes.
That is a +1.
This one. Yep.
16.
You recognize this plant. It is one of the sort of plants that anyone who traverses any sort of environment is told to watch out for. It's called drainwort. Drainwort is an incredibly parasitic plant with these long tendrils. It has adapted to be able to survive via any sort of fluid. Its vines will stretch outwards until it finds something to just consume. Phalark, does 19 hit your AC?
Yeah.
Okay. It deals 5 points of damage to you as I think the vine that was wrapped around the heart just lashes out and it just whips across you. And now, could you please give me a strength saving throw?
8.
The vine wraps itself around your arm and you feel these barbs dig into your skin.
Ow!
It is now Philippe's turn. Philippe, you hear Phalark say, would you like to give me that line again, Tom?
Ow!
From within the doorway. You're 15 feet up. How'd you get down?
That's what I'm currently figuring out. I have a quarterstaff?
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Is it just like a straight thing?
It's up to you how that looks.
I want it to have a little hook on the end. And he's
Okay.
going to sort of hook it on the arm and try and climb down it.
Okay,
And then
that would be...
And then when he's at the bottom, sort of stretch his arm out and then sort of
Give me a... It would just be another another acrobatics check.
19!
You hear Phalark say out, and I don't think it's even that slow or careful. I think it's absolutely clumsy and slapdash. You hook it down, you slide down the pole, you dangle off, and then you just drop. Take the staff off the thing, and then you're absolutely fine.
I was just going to leave the staff up because then it's a way for me to climb back up.
Then that's fine too.
I don't use it at all.
No problem.
It's there. Sweet.
Okay.
Cool.
You're about 40 feet away from the doorway.
Yeah.
And the drainwort itself is pretty much all over that room.
So it's just this plant. Oh, you know what? Philippe's just gonna go running in, screaming, and he's gonna grab a tentacle vine thing and
What is Philippe's movement?
30 feet, probably.
30. He's got a speed of 30.
The doorway itself is 40 feet away. You can see through the doorway, so if you had something that you could do through the door, you could act, but you wouldn't be able to run through the door this turn.
I think most of my things are up to 30 feet, to be honest.
Most are, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just gonna be Fleet running, screaming, going, ah!
Is that your turn?
Yeah, because none of my spells are within range.
Okay. Phalark, it's your turn.
So obviously, like, Phalark knows that this thing seeks out moisture. It's like, yo, I've been in the desert. I'm pretty dehydrated. You sure you wouldn't rather find something else? No?
It's a plant.
Alright then. And he casts the spell that he knows as Green Flame Blade. But it comes out sort of pink.
You cast a pink blade of flame.
Yep, so... Well, no, it doesn't. That's not how it works, Luke. Don't even know the spell. Jeez. So I have to make a melee attack with a weapon against one creature within range, which I'm going to go as the vine that's wrapped around me. So...
Is Green Flame Blade... can I ask what level it is?
It's a cantrip. Well, it's going to slash at the one on his arm. Oh, for fucking fantastic. That is a 17.
Ooh.
17. That hits.
I thought that was a sarcastic fantastic.
So that's a d4 plus 2 slashing damage. So yeah, the damage to the bit on my arm would be 5.
Okay.
Okay. And then as I slash away, the dagger gets coated in this rose-coloured flame, which then leaps off towards the bulb. The second creature takes 5 damage, equal to my spellcasting ability modifier. That's 4 then. Once I'm at 5th level, the melee attack also deals an extra d8 fire damage, and the fire damage to the secondary creature increases by d8 as well.
So roll 2d8.
It's going to take an extra 7 damage. And the other one, an extra 6.
Okay, you slash down at the vine.
Yep.
And when you do, the vine itself severs and retracts very quickly. You can see these small like pinpricks in your arm where its barbs had dug in, and the fire spreads to the main plant, and it looks pretty buggered up.
Yeah.
The fire definitely seems to be doing a number on it.
Yeah, I would imagine it's a dry
Yep.
plant.
Yep. Yaga, it's your turn.
I kind of wish he hadn't fucked with it so much because I'm gonna cast a 3rd level spell. What is it called again?
Are you sure?
Yeah, just called Speak with Plants.
You activate Speak with Plants.
Hang on, wait, no, I need to run up to the doorway first, which will be slow and carefully.
Yeah.
Okay. You imbue plants within 30 feet of you with limited sentience and animation, giving you the ability to communicate with you and follow your simple commands. You can question plants about events in the spell's area within the past day, gaining information. Yada, 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 yada.
Yeah,
You
I just want to reason with it.
This plant is shrieking and it's just screaming, thirsty burning, thirsty burning!
Oh, fuck, have I used up my action casting that now?
You would probably have used your action, but what else are you looking to do?
I just wanted to create water.
Yes, Speak with Plants is a full action to cast.
Yeah, I just saw that.
It is now the Drainwort's turn again. The Drainwort, the vines flail around. The first vine lashes out at Phalark and it just misses.
Okay.
And another 2 vines break out from the foliage around.
Ew.
One of them flies at Phalark. Phalark, what's your AC?
12.
Another vine hits you.
Ouch.
It slaps in for that would be 7 points of damage.
Oofed.
And then another one goes for Yaga and it gets a 23 to hit.
Woof.
And it deals 8 points of damage. Yaga, could you please give me a strength saving throw?
Oh, Jesus, hang on.
Bloody hell.
15, that's 13 with the strength.
You try to pull away, but like one of the barbs gets in and then like the others just sort of like sucker in. So that would be that would be you're now you now have one of these vines wrapped around your arm. Philippe, it's your turn.
Fuck it. He's running in, and he's gonna grab onto a vine.
Okay, what do you plan to do with that?
So, because I've grappled it, does that count as grappling?
If you're trying to grapple it, you'd have to make an opposed strength check.
Sure, let's go for it. Trying new things.
Cool.
That's an 18.
The plant got a 21.
I swear to God.
That would not count as your action, however.
It doesn't have eyes, does it?
No.
Um,
Plant.
You can't blind it.
I can't blind it.
You can't yag at it.
I was gonna do like my one fighting thing I have other than my slingshot. I guess I'll just use my slingshot then.
Philippe has crashed.
Philippe has crashed.
Fleet.exe.
Yeah, I'll just use my magic stones in a slingshot because that's my only fighting.
Fire away, fire away.
You gotta hit it in the bulb. It's got Zelda rules.
Crit fail. Cool.
Fantastic.
I think what happens is, could you please give me a damage roll, please?
Right, so that's so I did it with my magic stone, so it's plus my dex mod. Oh well, luckily I rolled very low there, so that's a damage of 4.
Okay, Yaga, could you please give me a strength saving throw?
Oh my god. 9.
9. I think the your shot is on target, Philippe. But what happens is Yaga, who has still got one of the roots in her arm, Yaga gets spun around and almost stumbles. Like the plant spins Yaga into the line of the shot. So Yaga, you take that damage. It would now be Phalark's turn again.
Okay. Yaga, I get that you're trying to like make friends of this thing, but I'm not really in the mood to get tangled.
Well, have you just waited? You know, I could have reasoned with it. I could have made it some water.
Oh, you know what's fair point. Next time some plant grabs me and starts sticking barbs into my arms, I'll just wait.
Oh, did I force you to bust on right through the door without considering all options?
Look, you were blind and he was trapped on a statue. We've got to do something. Speaking of which, and I cast...
I think before you do that, the plant says, "There's a lot of hostility in this room," and then we then make your
retreats. And cast Firebolt.
Okay, give me your spell attack roll.
Yep, so that is 23.
That's a hit.
Cool.
Can you now please roll your damage?
So that's a d10, and it says again, I get another d10 at 5th level. 7 plus 4, 11.
Okay, the bolt catches it, and the plant screams in agony, but it is still alive. Yaga, your turn.
I'm just gonna grab my... Is it a sickle I have? I think it's a sickle I have. And just try and hack off the root that's jammed in my arm.
Okay, give me a weapon attack roll.
I get disadvantage on attacks because I'm blind.
Uh-huh.
That's a 7.
Do not crit fail.
And that's a 12.
You do not hit the vine.
Yeah, figures.
It would now be the Drainwort's turn again. First of all, Yaga, you take 6 points of damage.
Fucking hell.
As you feel like almost like a gentle sucking on your arm.
Done.
And you see red entering the root.
Ah shit, it's gonna hit heal or something.
Yeah, probably.
Crap.
Crab.
Okay, and now the remaining 2 roots. One of them's going to go for Philippe because Philippe gently grabbed it. Philippe,
He caressed it, yeah.
Philippe, what's your AC?
My AC's 12.
And so is yours, isn't that right, Phalark?
Yeah.
Both miss.
Huh.
Philippe, your turn.
Banging.
Right. I am determined to grapple this boy.
Strength check.
Really? Of all the things you wanted to do, the strength-based one.
Yes. That's a 14.
That's a nat 1.
Something in our favour!
Philippe, you grab this root in your small arms and
Suplex the entire plant.
I was gonna say you heft it over one shoulder and then you sort of tug. What do you want to do next?
So I am going to duck dust it because it's actually dark first, but when I was making Philippe, I kept saying duck dust, so that's what I've got written as. And because I was thinking it's a plant, and surely like necrotic damage must be pretty bad for a plant. So when I do duck dust, I deal 2 necrotic damage.
Dark Thirst. You bite as an unarmed strike against an incapacitated creature, or one you have grappled. Your bite deals 1 point of piercing damage, and if the creature has blood and isn't considered a construct or undead, you can feed from its part of the attack. Your feeding deals necrotic damage equal to your charisma modifier.
Wait, it doesn't have blood, but it has Yaga's blood.
I was going to mention that.
You.
If your target takes damage, you regain 1 spent hit die. You can regain number spent hit die with this rate equals your Constitution modifier per long rest minimum
So
of 1.
fucking Yaga just sees her blood being pulled out into this plant, and then suddenly the blood stops and starts to go back towards her, and then she's confused as it goes right past her and into Philippe.
Oh, we're the same type.
That is exactly what happens.
Phaelix says, "You better give that back later."
Philly, so
Well,
you
I'll get
do
that back somehow.
1 point of damage plus your charisma modifier.
Okay, so that's 3 points then.
Yeah, you do 3 points of damage. Great.
Does necrotic damage do anything extra, or is it just...
Nope.
No.
It is...
I mean, fire damage didn't apparently, so.
It was worth a try.
No, fire damage has been affecting it pretty hard.
Oh, okay.
It's been shrieking in pain. Remember, by the way, this plant is sentient now.
Yeah.
Well,
So is
to
everything
me,
else that we've killed.
Phalark, your turn.
Okay. I'm going to use what I've now renamed the Rose Flame Blade.
So inventive!
Yeah. Shut up, Luke. But he's not going to use the. He's not going to use the a dagger this time because he wants to try and hit the bulb, which is a bit further away. So reaches into his pouch or whatever, and he pulls out a whip, and he's gonna whip that bulb.
Where did you get that whip from, Tom?
I mean, technically he's always had it, but since I forgot until now, I'm gonna say he picked it up somewhere that he was a session or two ago. He has to wipe it down a bit before he uses it. Okay.
He was at a brothel.
Oh, it's a nat 20 though.
You successfully whip the plant with a whip made of pink fire.
Yeah. So, what do I do damage-wise for that again?
That would be double the number.
Double a d4.
Yes, it would be 2d4.
So
Fire
that's
damage plus 1d8.
1, 2... Oh, 6, so that's 8. I only got 1 on the d8.
Doesn't matter. You
I mean,
wrap this...
it was 2d8, isn't it, though?
Oh yeah, it
Just
is.
an extra 1, and then the bit of extra damage to the... I'm directed... I know it doesn't matter now, but I'm directed the extra bit of flame at the bit that's holding Yaga.
Cauterize the holes.
Get me nice and crispy.
You wrap this whip around the main bulb, and the whip just ignites, and the main bulb catches, and all the roots around it just sort of instantly, like it's like a flash of like a spark that runs through the entire thing, and they all just sort of turn to dust, and you successfully kill the drainwort.
Let's see.
Yay.
Sorry, were you close? Goes reaches into the fountain and collects the heart.
It's made of stone, it's incredibly heavy, but you do manage to lug it up.
Yeah. I feel like every time I pick up something heavy, it's like, Philippe, I don't want to carry this, turn it into a boy.